I know. Alright.
Are you sure it's recording?
Yep. Alrighty. You guys might have to suspend your disbelief for this. This is a manuscript, so just gonna be going off the paper here. But I've never been good with speeches. That's a funny way to start a speech, but it's true. For me, words have always been about emotion, raw, defined, lived truth, and reflecting that in creative mediums. But there was one person who, without a doubt, always listened to what I had to say. Not only that, but she had so much to teach me. And that was my late grandmother, Susie Winston Bain. So while we stand here huddled and scared in the freezing dark of a possible nuclear winter, mourning our futures before they can happen, I want to tell you about her. I want you to know her like I did. And Granny was a lot of things. A fighter, a grandmother, and a mentor. But firstly, she was a fighter. She was the most fearless person I'd ever met in my life. If you were to tell her no to something she wanted to do, she wouldn't just prove to you that she could do it, she would perfect it. And I mean, she was a woman's Air Force service pilot, right? She flew planes for the men overseas in rough conditions and trained like any of them did to fight in a war because she wanted to. That's just the type of person she was. A million men could tell her no, but she just needed one yes. And she was stubborn, too. Man, she fought to get her way every step and refused to take no as an answer. She fought, but she was much more than a fighter. She reached out to everyone in every facet of her life. She was kind, too. Not only was she kind, but she found ways to find kindness in the things that weren't always kind to her. She weathered every storm and crossed every path with a grace I don't think another human on the planet could emulate. She loved everything she had, her job, her family, her grandchildren, her landscaping. And if you can name something, just spur of the moment, she probably loved that too. There were several times I could remember coming home from school being depressed or downtrodden. Just something happened for the day, and she was always there to greet me with a smile, and we'd sit down and play something and just talk. And she always listened to what you had to say. But Granny Susie was also a mentor. She taught me something that just started to clear up even after I had to say goodbye to her over 8 years ago. She wasn't the type of person to just train you up, but you could tell just by her stories just how she kept going, and the train wreck that became her life at some point. She was resilient beyond belief, and she didn't have to say anything, but that strength was transitive, and without it, I honestly have no idea where I'd be today. So, before we wrap things up today, I want to leave you on a hopeful note here. We're unsure of what will come tomorrow, but I want to share some of that strength with you, and I hope you receive it. She was a fighter, a friend, and a resilient individual beyond compare, but as the clock strikes closer to midnight, we're filled with uncertainty. But I'll ask you once, just know that you are here, that you are loved, that there are others who are afraid, and that you will never be alone. So, chase the light. Thank you.
Well done.